Okay. All right. Greetings, friends. I'm glad to be here. Okay, and to share a couple of things with us. This time around, we're gonna be doing, a series of inquiry. Okay, and remember the last time I posted a video on the contemplative life, and so this is a kind of a continuation, but then within a different context. Okay, and so it's still about contemplation because I consider contemplation to be an authentic way of self-discovery. All right, and so in this section of inquiry, we're going to be considering, all right, human answers. Okay, questioning our answers. Okay, people are easily predisposed to the answers given by others, given by their religion, given by their culture, given by their environment surrounding this generally. Okay, but if we want to rediscover the essential flow of life, then this contemplative part is an inner journey of one's own self. That is to say, the answers, all right, are not provided to you. They are your perceptions of reality, okay, as a result of your own contemplation, as a result of your own personal inquiry. Okay? And so the answer you rediscover within your own quest, within your own inquiry, is far authentic than the answers provided, by every other person. And this is why this whole thing is a call for an inward personal journey. Okay, I know a lot of people, are not used to this. They are used to following. Okay, they are used to being told. They are used to, believing. All right, they are not used to, this personal quest of inquiry. And because of that, it becomes tedious, for them to walk this path, for them to, avail their minds to look into the matters that concerns human existence. Okay? So, question your answers. All right. Belief often answers comes in form of belief. You are told this is what that is, and this is what this person is, or this thing is. You believe, and by the time you are consistently told, all right, even without evidence, even without clear fact, you subscribe to it and you call it faith. For me, I think that is not what I would term faith. Okay, the faith that is that do not open you up, okay, to allow you, see into the essential flow of life, right? as a result of personal inquiry, it's not faith, it's blind following. Okay, and in some other context, it's delusionites. Sometimes we are greatly hallucinated, and we call it, the characters of faith, but then it's mere hallucination. Okay, and so the impact of this inquiry, class is to ignite in your heart, all right, the necessity for personal knowing, the necessity for personal journey, the necessity for personal inquiry, the necessity for the contemplative life. All right. Okay, so of course, we know that our ideas about life, about reality, okay, is, our idea about life is shaped, okay, majorly by our surroundings, majorly by our environment. All right. So if you were born within a given setting, environmental setting, you are likely, to, have your ideas built, on those mode of thoughts, those factors that mentally, constitute the environment. Okay, so we are, our thinking is always the product of the environment we are, predisposed to. Okay, and environment offers us answers to many things. But then one of the signs of maturity, one of the signs that we are, growing, we are evolving, is that we come to a point where we become aware of the things that, that is shaping our mode of thought, our pattern of thought. Okay, and so a lot of people are not even aware of why they think the way they think. All right, and I think that's all what enlightenment is all about. You see, some people mistake enlightenment, to be something, mystical, to be something that's, when you're enlightened, maybe you become morally good and sound. No, enlightenment is not necessary. It's not necessarily, morality or what's, however you describe that. Okay, a bad person can be enlightened, and such enlightenment may not necessarily change, his actions, but then it can gradually, impact on his action. But then that is not the major sign of being enlightened. Enlightenment is simply aware of your own actions. You are aware of your own thoughts. You are aware of the foundations that have shaped your perceptions. Okay? And the moment you are aware, you are able to transcend it. Okay? There is no transcendence without awareness. Okay? You see, we don't transcend by practice. We don't transcend by belief. We transcend by being aware of our own illusions, of our own lie, of our own falsehood, of our own addictions, of our own, evil, of our own good. You are aware of it. You are seeing the action. All right. You are not trying to escape it. You see, transcendence is not an escape. Okay, transcendence, it's being it's being within the illusion, mastering the illusion, and at the same time, outside of the illusion. Okay, that's what transcendence is all about. You see, you are not escaping from the matrix, but you've mastered the matrix. You are within the matrix, but then you are aware of the whole thing. Okay? You are aware of the whole thing. And when a man reach, that point of transcendence, such a man has become the master of his own life, has become the master of his own truth. Don't get confused by my terms, okay? As we go, you understand it better. All right. And so that's what transcendence is all about. And belief can bring you to that point. And that's why when you begin to question the answer, what is what is being threatened, it's your belief system. And that's something that we don't want to let go. When you find yourself within the religious environment, all right, you live by belief. And when you live by belief, you don't really experience the fullness of the possibilities of your own perceptions. Okay? And your own perception is unbounded in itself. It's boundless, it's limitless. But orthodoxy or a belief system bring, a hold on that, defines. The moment you define something, you place a limit on that thing. And the placing of limits is the end of inquiry. That is to say, when you define something, you bring a conclusion to that flow of thought. And by the time you bring a conclusion to that flow of thought, then there is the end of inquiry. And we as human beings, we are explorers of ourselves. We are explorers of truth. We are explorers of existence. Okay? And belief is not being yourself. Okay? So don't believe anything. Don't believe anything. It's not a necessity that you must live by belief. All right? Have an open spirit. Have an open heart. Be willing and be ready to re-examine the foundations of your thought, to re-examine the credibility of your own belief and thoughts. Okay? When you are able to examine your belief system, understanding the factors that resulted to that, then you are enlightened. Let me describe it. You are awakened. All right? You are awakened. Okay? Awakening is realizing that this whole thing are what it is, within our own frame of reference, within our own frame of perception. Okay? And if to become aware of this, you don't get too attached to an idea. And I think that's our problem. We are too attached to things. We are too attached to ideas. We are too attached to belief system. Such that when you are told something that comes against your belief system, it's as though you are the one that the person is coming against. It's as though, you become so identified with that idea that deconstructing such an idea is like killing you. That ought not to be. All right? You can't grow, you can't evolve like that. Okay, when we talk about the fact of existence, we are not primarily depending on how you feel. All right? How you feel is also a fact. It's just one of the facts of existence, your emotion. But it's not the test for every other fact of being, for every other fact of existence. And so when we're talking about the fact of existence, learn to put yourself aside. Okay? When we talk about, when we inquire into the fact of existence and you bring yourself in the picture, that's ego, that's entity, that person is the ego, is always existing, is always defining, is always, trying to sustain the boundaries of itself. Meanwhile, in the real sense, there is no boundary anywhere. Where the boundary lies is in our thoughts and concepts. All right. But then you can always have, a shift in your mind, a shift in your thought processes and in your concept when you understand that these things are just things made up in your head. There is no boundary anywhere. There is no thought anywhere. Okay? Whatever you think is real, they are real because you are. All right? Yes. So you are the one that determines what you see. You are the one that determines what you see. And what I mean by you are the one, I'm actually talking about the fact of your own being, all right? The fact of your own reality as a human being. So being a human being, that becomes the foundation for how you perceive reality to be. And so reality is not reality objectively. Reality is reality because you determine it, based on the fact of your own being, based on the fact of your own existence as a human being. All right. And that's why your truth is another life's illusion, or it's another life's lie. What I mean by that is, if moving from here to there is by walking, and that's a fact for you, but when you come to a bird, that's not a fact. It flies. And so your fact can become another form of lie. You get what I'm saying? Or can become another form of illusion. And that's where reality and illusion alternate, based on the mind, based on the perceiver, based on the observer. Okay? And so I will leave this with us as an intro into this series. Right? So just ensure you follow the series, subscribe, to our channels, and I'm on Facebook, on YouTube, TikTok. Just connect and just try to follow. I'll pull all of this in writings and then in videos. I'll just find a way of talking about the same thing. All right, as we proceed. Okay, and also you can also join us every Saturday for a public lecture. Right? We currently are, on the contemplative life. Okay, and we'll be moving into the third lecture in the series this week. And so feel free to join us on our Telegram channel because that's where we come live. All right. So till then, stay good. I love you.